Eagle, proud symbol of our country, keep on flying high up above, and together we will stand and we'll restore the land. Oh, Eagle, keep on flying, Eagle.
Welcome to Listen to the Eagle. We are live in Jackson, Mississippi. I'm your host, Landon Moore, Farm Bureau agent, along with my buddy PJ Weeks with Rain Down Ministries. Y'all, we got youth night tonight. Y'all need to give us a call. Tell us something going on in the outdoors about youth or just anything. Talk hunting and fishing, or heck, we'll talk politics if we have to, PJ.
I don't know how well I would do with that.
Well, look, they'll go to calling if we talk about Black Panthers politics, something like that. But hey, y'all give us a call at 1-800-251-5891 or pound 444 if you see Spire customer. PJ, Rain Down Ministries, kind of in the off season right now, but what's going on with y'all? What we got brewing? What we got ahead? What's the plans?
Well, first of all, let me tell you, thank you for having me. I feel like I've really stepped up in the world. Yeah. Not only am I in the Listen to the Eagle studios, sitting right next to where Mr. Paul Ott usually sits, but I'm with you, Landon.
Yeah, man.
So
hey.
Usually we're talking over the phone, and I'm trying to keep my signal alive.
Let me tell you, if this is hitting it big for you, you need to set high goals, high expectations for yourself.
No,
we're glad to have you.
We've been really busy. We had the best season we've ever had, but we really are kind of directing some of our attention into being able to be in communities beyond just the hunting season. So
sure.
If you've ever been to camps, you've been a part of the Sportsman's Challenge where we do skeet shooting, archery and various things. And we know that is a way by which we can get youth into the outdoors. We can get them familiar with shooting and the shooting sports and just naturally teach conservation and those things. And so that's really kind of taken off for us. We were with First Baptist Ellisville last Tuesday night, and we'll be with First United Methodist Church Saturday. We've got a couple. We'll be at First Baptist Soso, Lebanon Baptist Church, and so we go into those areas with our trailer and skeet like we had at your
absolutely
hunt. And we can do just a men and boys fellowship, but we can teach the path to manhood in a day. So what we'll be doing with First United Methodist Church is really laying out the path to manhood. It's boys and they're and men, adult. It's a male thing.
Sure.
And
it's a bond.
Yes, and we need that time, and it's something that we've lost in our country is the path to manhood, and we need to gain that back, and we want to be, as a ministry, intentional about going after our boys.
Right.
And about teaching them what it looks like to take responsibility and to make good decisions and to be the man that God created them to be.
So stop right there. So I know there's a daddy right now walking around his tailgate, just getting home from work, and he's stomping his foot right now saying, "That's what I'm talking about." Yes. Y'all are out there right now driving down the road, hitting the hood of your vehicle, the dash, saying, "Yes, give us a call, give us your input, tell us what you think about something like this, ask questions." 1-800-251-5891 or pound 444 if you're C Spire customer. We got 5 minutes left, PJ. We continue going. I just wanted to say that real quick because I know they're out there. I know they're thinking this is exactly what's wrong with the world is not having this.
And it's not. I also want to preface it by saying we host families and we host girls, of course, in our camps and in various ministries.
Sure, there were several there when we came up.
That's right. Right. But we also realize we have to be intentional about creating these moments with our boys and with our fathers.
Right.
We have gotten away from that as a culture. What happened generations ago by default with men growing up to be men and taking responsibility and providing and protecting and all of these things that we do, we now have to be intentional about.
Right.
And, we're living in the first really generation that's growing up and saying, I can genuinely be anything I want to be. I can do anything I want to do. I can have anything I want to have. And I have no idea who I am to be in all of this.
That's right. That's why, and I don't mean to go this direction, but I can't help myself. That's why you're right. The path is wide open, but that also is a lot of the reason why you have little boys dressing up as little girls, little girls dressing up as boys, things like that is because they can do and be whatever they want to be, and that's great and good, and that's perfect and all.
Yes.
but then there's no guidance from there's no biblical guidance, there's no outdoor guidance and things like that, and that's what y'all are trying to incorporate. We want to guide our young men and women in the right path and right direction, but we want to do it biblically.
Absolutely. And boys and girls are absolutely valued exactly the same in God's design. God created both men and women with the exact same value, right? With dignity and worth and all of these things. But what we've done over the past few generations with our boys is we've really stripped the role of manhood away. And a lot of that is because of misled masculinity, and we've just gone the wrong direction with what we've done. And we have to come back and say, this is the way God has designed men to be. This is what it looks like to take responsibility for your life. If you're a husband, this is what it looks like to love your wife like Christ loved the church, and sacrifice for your family, and provide and protect and prosper even in that.
And I know, and I'm not trying to sit here and act like I'm Billy Bad Butt by no means, because there's a lot that goes on in my house that my wife runs. Absolutely,
of course.
Just in every house.
Yeah.
But she knows when I get serious about something. Yeah. When I have a different look to me, I get quiet, which is very not often for me and very hard. But I get serious, and she knows that's me putting my foot down. Well, and I'm not saying that we have knocked down at all, but there are times where I'm like, no, this is the way and I'm, she lets me have those. But what I mean by saying all that is there's not enough of that anymore. Men are not doing that anymore. They're not putting their foot, they're not standing up for what's right. And I'm not talking about just against their wives. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in the world.
Yes.
And that's standing up, men and women, for what you know is right, what you believe is and going that way.
Right.
And thank God that we both have godly women, and we don't have to do that sort of thing,
Well, and even marriage has been attacked in our culture, in our country. And the idea that husbands and wives are equal in value and worth and dignity, and that we walk through this life together. And then there are moments within our lives when we, I say it like this, that there are moments where we as a husband have to lead our families. We're called to be leaders in our families,
exactly
spiritually.
Right. Exactly.
And then there are moments
and that ain't me and you saying that. That's the Bible.
No, right.
That,
And then there are moments our wife has to get in front of us and look at us and say, "Hey, we need to think about this because hey, you I don't necessarily know that this is the right direction," and we have those great conversations. And it's a beautiful thing, but we live in a day where we can't even have those conversations.
Right. You don't want to offend anybody.
Yeah. We don't even feel, even in our churches at times, we don't have those conversations, because then it becomes about, you're trying to control this, or, we've just gone the wrong direction.
Absolutely.
We just need to have good, healthy conversations about that.
Well, PJ, we've got a caller. We've only got a minute, but we're going to go ahead and take Miss Katie. We're going to take your call. We've only got a few seconds. We may have to go to break, but we'll come back and answer it, or your question or concern. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great.
I just wanted to kind of debate. I don't want to argue like you were saying earlier. I just want to talk about it, really, and hear your view about what I think about it.
Okay.
But what you were saying about little girls dressing up like little boys and all that stuff, and like what you were saying before that about the Boy Scouts and all that stuff.
I don't think we said anything about Boy Scouts, but go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Just like little boys dressing up like little girls, and talking about how now it's like the generation and the day and age where people feel like they can do and be anything they want to be. And
Sure.
I feel personally like that's why little boys and little girls are dressing up the way they want to dress, because they have the freedom to do and feel that way.
Okay.
And I personally feel like
listen, I'm not to cut you off. We got to go to break. Hang with us. We'll be right back. Y'all give us a call at 1-800-251-5891 or pound 444 if you're a C Spire customer. Welcome back to Listen to the Eagle. We're live in Jackson, Mississippi. Myself, Landon Moore, along with Mr. PJ Weeks. We're going to jump right back into a conversation with Miss Katie. She is on the road from Texas, and she picked us up, and we were explaining the purpose behind Rain Down Ministries, and that PJ was led to start this because he felt like it was his duty and obligation to help young men and women connect back and mainly, I mean, we're not singling out girls, but mainly it was your goal to bring back boys a path to manhood with their fathers and give a structure there.
That's right. Absolutely.
Am I saying that right?
Yes,
okay.
absolutely.
Miss Katie, you're back with us. PJ wants to take this up from here, and I appreciate you not being controversial at all. You made that point very clear from
I want to talk about it and genuinely hear like your side of the story because we do have different views on it.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I just want to have a conversation about it.
Great.
Well, and I will go back to when I said we are free to be and become anything we want to be and become.
Right.
What I was actually
Right.
celebrating was that we live in a country where, in the eyes of the world, success-wise, we literally can go be and become anything we want to do. You know, if we can get the education, we can work hard enough, you know, we can conquer the world, if you will, successfully. Now, I wasn't necessarily addressing that particular subject in and of itself, but we can do that for sure.
Well, I think I did that by saying,
thanks, Landon.
yeah. I think I did that by saying to boys, you know.
I was really celebrating that we have a system in our incredible country that, you know, our kiddos can grow up. You know, my granddaddy, who was a sharecropper in the Mississippi Delta, he never one day got to wake up and say, what do I want to do with my life?
Right.
You know, he knew he was going to have to to get up that day and go to the cotton field.
Right.
Or
What
build
he had to
houses
do
or
to
whatever
make
he
the
had
money,
to
and
do
there
to
wasn't
provide
a
for his
choice into
family.
what that was.
We now live in a generation that gets to wake up and say, I can go do and be anything.
Right.
Now, on the subject of boys and girls, I think the greatest mishap is that we've quit celebrating that boys are boys and girls are girls, that God has created us differently with incredible value, with equal value, worth, and dignity.
Right, of course.
And I think we have to get back to the place where we realize that boys and girls are incredibly valuable equally with worth and dignity, but that we are different. We absolutely are different, even in my own life.
Me and you are not near as pretty as our wives.
Oh my gosh, no. And nobody's ever looked at me and said, man, he's beautiful, right?
Right. Look at the legs on that thing. Yeah.
Right.
So go ahead, Katie. I'm sorry. I think
We're
I'm so
having
sorry.
a little trouble hearing you, Katie, so if we're over talking you, forgive us. We just can barely hear you.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I want to
it's
give you a
fine.
moment, though, and go ahead and say what you're going to say. I'm so sorry. I'm not used to being
no,
in here,
you're
so I
fine.
want to hear what you say.
I just wanted to go to talking about like men and like getting men and boys to like grow with their fathers and all that stuff. I really do think that's a good idea, but there's also a fine line because you can do that with women too, and there are programs for that and everything, and I think it's a good idea. And there's also a fine line between like doing that where it becomes a thing where like putting one over the other, female over male or male over female, because it can be the same way with extreme feminists, you know, who believe that not that men and women are equal, but that women are better than men. There are people who believe that, and I'm a feminist in the sense that men and women are equal.
Right.
And so I really do agree with that. And I think it's a good thing, but a controversial thing that you're putting, you know, that you're having men grow closer to their fathers, boys grow closer to their fathers. I think it's a great idea, but it's also something that, like, could cause a lot of stuff, but that's not a bad thing, you know?
Yeah.
Right. And the bottom line is, too, and I agree with everything you said. Right, and I agree with everything you said. But you know, when we get to the pearly gates, they ain't gonna ask if you male, female, or how you know. They're gonna ask how your heart was.
Well, and
they're gonna know, but you know what I'm saying.
And we're family guys, you know, and so we certainly believe, you know, my daughter, there's certain things she needs from me that I can give to her, and I'm her daddy. Yeah. But there's also incredible things that she needs from her mother.
And there are certain things that only a father can teach.
That's right. That's right. And so, and then my son, there's certain things he needs from me that only I'm going to be able to do for him, just like with his mother. There's certain things that only his mother can give to him. But I think what we see in our culture is we see the absence and really a vacuum of fatherhood in our culture. I know that what I get at least once a week is I have a single mother in some way know what we do, and so somehow she'll have a conversation that says something like this: I have a teenage boy that I love and he loves his mother, but his dad's not in his life and I have no idea what to do with him.
Right.
And
no, I do think
that has
there
nothing
is
to
a
do with her
mass of
being.
boys who don't take the responsibility of fatherhood once they have a child.
Absolutely.
And that's something that's necessary, whether they just have to be in that child's life or need to be, no matter how that is, you know?
Absolutely.
Just for the kids to know that their father cares about them in any way, even if they're not necessarily the best father, you could at least be there.
That's
Yes.
You know?
Presence goes a long, long ways.
Oh man,
I know as a dad, I have no idea what I'm doing as a dad.
No,
You know,
Right.
but I also know
Right.
that there's many times I'll ask my son, I'll ask William or Jack, I'll say, you know, why did you want to ride with Daddy today? And they'll say, just so I could be with you.
that's right.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's exactly.
we don't have to have it all
And I
figured
feel
out
like
as
women
dads.
have the power and obviously have the power and the strength and capability and smartness and everything to raise a child on their own. It's obviously very possible, and they can give that child everything that they possibly can, but it's still not right for the father to not be in the life that they
No
can.
doubt.
Absolutely.
And that's where our
come
churches need to stand. Yeah,
Right.
and our churches need to step up.
That's
and
exactly right.
And step in that gap, because a boy doesn't necessarily have to have a quote unquote physical father, and there's many times and for various reasons that a boy won't have a father, but he does need men mentors
Even
in his
the,
life.
The father can be there because they passed. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
not the
absolutely.
father's fault.
Absolutely.
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 And but he does need men in his life that will speak into his
A
life.
father figure. You can have a father figure without having your actual blood relative father in your life.
Absolutely,
You know?
100%, and that's what we want to see happen.
And you want to provide that for young men who don't have that. I agree.
Absolutely. Well, Katie, thank you so much for calling us. Great
Thank you.
discussion, and
Thank you,
we
Katie.
appreciate you. Hey, you be safe coming from Texas, okay?
Definitely. It was a great way to pass the time on the trip.
All right, have a good one. Thanks. Welcome back to Listen to the Eagle. We're live in Jackson, Mississippi. Myself, Landon Moore, along with Mr. PJ Weeks with Rain Down Ministries. Give us a call. We just had a call. Somebody asking about hunting licenses and youth hunters course, safety course, and what age and all that. If you have any questions like that, give us a call. We may not have the right an answer for you, but we'll get the right answer. And you were a pastor at one time, and now Rain Down is your full time.
I'm the interim pastor now at First Baptist So-So.
Okay, interim pastor. All right. So were there ever times you as a pastor where you thought somebody could kick this door in and come down through here right now, crazy man?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean,
Okay.
you it's unfortunate. Let's just go with
Right.
this. The reality that we have a broken world because of sin. The fall of man, we have a broken world, and evil is obviously present, and evil is going to do what evil does. But that also makes the gospel so clear and so powerful. But yeah, there's always that. Churches are some of the most vulnerable places.
Right.
We would think about that, but we never thought we had to take action on that until, the church in Texas, the shooting in Texas, and then it kind of escalated from there.
So with that being said, I'm not going to name any names because I don't want to blast any. There are churches all over Southwest Mississippi that are having classes right now.
Absolutely.
For men to be but that's the world we live in. That's the world that we live in. That a daddy, and I'm not saying it's just men, but majority of it's men that sit around, that are having to walk around. I don't want to say posing as greeters, but they're armed. Let's just say that there's men in the church that are armed because they're having to think about what if. And
we don't need to I'm going to say, I want to be very clear on this. We don't need to over spiritualize this because God will protect us. There's no doubt about that. But sometimes God protecting us is through somebody actually taking action.
Oh, you nailed it.
You know what? And so we don't want to over spiritualize and say, well, God's going to protect us, so I'm not going to do anything. Mm-hmm. No, if somebody walks into a church and is their goal there is not, I need prayer. I need somebody to pray over me or being honest and authentic. Mm-hmm. But their goal is walking into a church and their whole role is to take the life of somebody.
And hurt someone.
I would pray that there would be somebody there that would have a gun to lessen the impact of that. I think that is something absolutely, that is our responsibility.
Right.
And so I don't think we need to over spiritualize it. I think it's the unfortunate reality where we are. On the other hand, I don't think that we need to lock our churches down like forts.
Sure, right.
I think there's certain protocols, and thank God.
My aunt just said this just the other day. She said, and she was talking to someone when they asked, "Can I come to church with you?"
Yeah.
And she said, "Absolutely. A church is a place for sinners."
Absolutely.
You know, it's a place for,
Yeah.
you want it to be open to people. A buddy of mine just texted me and he said, "I'm armed, boy." So,
Well, and probably let's
too.
also be honest. We're in Mississippi, and this is my home, and I'm a Mississippi boy. I love Mississippi. I would venture to say before any of this ever came up, in the vast majority of our churches, there was always somebody there that was armed anyway.
Yeah. Oh, I firmly believe
Now
that.
we're just publicizing it.
That's exactly right.
And we're preparing more people for that.
That's exactly
And let's pray that we never have to experience anywhere
something
else
like
in our
that.
country this happening.
That's exactly right.
But I think it's also necessary to be prepared and to think through that, and it's kind of like insurance. And this is not insurance, but you're an insurance guy.
That's exactly
I'm
right.
going to pay for insurance and hope I never have to have it.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I think that's completely legitimate. I know that in Jones County, our incredible sheriff's department has had some trainings for our churches, and to walk through that and so that they can be prepared and do know what is the best way to be open and to be welcoming and to love people the way we should love people.
Right.
But also have protection there.
And we're in Southwest Mississippi. You don't want every redneck that goes to church to have a 12-gauge strap on their across their shoulder. Because that is a little unwelcoming.
Yeah.
So I get it. So we've got a couple minutes before we go to break, but you know us, we can go over and come right back. Talk about your hunter sweepstakes that you have going on.
Yeah. So we are really our ministry is supported by donors and just friends of Rain Down. And so a few years ago, we had this idea. We said, how can we, quote unquote, ask for money, but then have a way to give back too, in a fun way? How can we make fundraising fun? We've got leases coming up in June, and we actually May, June, and all that we do. And so we came up with the idea of a hunter sweepstakes. It's really a raffle, but it's a way that people can give, and they can have a fun way to do that. But then we give away prizes. We've got 24 firearms. We've got cooler packages, and I love this cooler company, Icer Coolers. It's a small company out of Georgia. It's a family-owned operation out of Georgia.
I like them already.
They're awesome. And so this year we've got 24 firearms we're giving away. We're doing a total of 25 drawings. We've got over $20,000 in prizes.
Wow.
So it is costly, but we just like it because we feel like it's a way that we can give stuff away.
Okay.
We've got, first prize, the grand prize, you get to choose an option. So if you're the winner of the grand prize, you get to actually choose an option. You get $1,000 cash or a 3-gun package.
Wow. So 3 guns are $1,000
Yeah.
for prize number 1.
Yeah.
All right, don't give away anything else. We're going to make them hold on until the next break. Y'all give us a call at 1-800-251-5891 or pound 444 if you cease by our customer. We'll be with you right back. Welcome back to Listen to the Eagle. We're live in Jackson, Mississippi. We're our last segment. Give us a call at 1-800-251-5891 or pound 444 if you see Spire customer. Take it over, Mr. Robert.
Well, I was calling to let you know about Southern Traditional Archery's big shoot. It's the Jerry Pierce Memorial All-Traditional Shoot this weekend at Enid Lake.
Okay.
We're going to be shooting recurve, longbows, stealth bows, no training wheels, no sights, no mechanical releases.
Okay.
The real deal. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a crawfish supper Saturday night. Anybody interested in shooting a traditional bow, or if you want to bring kids, bring them. The kids love it. We'll get out there on the range and go to shooting some targets on the range. All of our targets are set up on the range in the woods, like actual hunting situations. You may have to shoot between a couple of trees.
Okay.
Sometimes you have wide open shots. Sometimes you might have to get down on one knee and find that hole to shoot through. But
awesome.
It's a lot of fun. We have a blast out there.
All right. So we're at on Enid Lake.
when it's at Persimmon Hill, just above Persimmon Hill Campground, at the pavilion up there is where we'll be.
All right. Well, sounds good, Mr. Robert. We'll pass the word along, and I'm sure there's a Facebook page they can follow, Southern Traditional Archers. I'm sure there's a page they can go and find out more information. Man, be safe out there. Thanks for the call, and try not to get broke down.
I'm gonna try to keep my fingers and my toes crossed.
Yeah, hey, and that
Y'all have a
sounds
good
like
night.
fun.
Yeah.
I may not hit a target, but I could hit a tree.
Oh, I'm telling you, that's a blast. PJ, we're so glad to have you in studio with us
Man,
tonight.
it's been a blast.
Yeah.
This hour went by really fast.
I'm telling you. Hey, when you around good people like me and Jim, it just flies
That's
by, right?
I'm telling you.
That's right.
It's been great.
That's
it really
great.
has.
Well, look, join with me in saying the Lord's Prayer. We'll come out. Well, I'm sure we'll have a few seconds when we get done praying, and we'll close it out. But y'all join with me in saying the prayer. Like I said, when I started this, I think this is not taught enough at home. Kids, you would be amazed the kids out there that you may think you know it by heart and backwards, but your own children don't even know it. So sit down with them and teach it to them. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, power, and glory forever and ever. Amen.